3, 2, 1.
7 things you probably didn't know you need to know. I'm Jamie East, and this is the Smart 7.
Good morning, everybody. It's Tuesday, the 12th of May, 2020, and it's Limerick Day. There was a young man called Boris. No, that's not going to work. Happy birthday to Burt Bacharach, Emilio Estevez, and Rami Malek.
7.
As New Zealand begins to lift its 7-week lockdown after slowing cases to zero, confusion reigns in the UK after Boris's speech on Sunday night. The promised 50-page document detailing the next steps was pretty confusing itself, and Boris had to clarify his remarks on face masks in the House of Commons.
We're certainly not compelling people to wear face coverings, but plainly they can be of benefit to others primarily because they stop the aerosol transmission of droplets which may contain infection.
The government also issued a how-to guide so that you can make your own face masks from T-shirts. It does all sound rather like the famous 1980s sitcom Yes Minister.
In stage 1, we say nothing is going to happen.
Stage 2, we say something may be going to happen, but we should do nothing about it.
In stage 3, we say that maybe we should do something about it, but there's nothing we can do.
Stage 4, we say maybe there was something we could have done, but it's too late now.
Oh, and it's also illegal to visit Wales now. Sorry, Wales.
6.
In any country, there are certain barometers of public opinion that will give you an indication of the mindset. In Britain, you know things are confusing when you start losing Holly and Phil on This Morning. This clip also features a startlingly good Boris impression from Matt Lucas.
His speech created more questions than answers.
And the answers seem to change every half hour, and we're not the only people confused. Matt Lucas summed up last night's speech very well.
So we are saying, don't go to work, go to work. Don't take public transport, go to work, don't go to work. Stay indoors. If you can work from home, go to work. Don't go to work. Go outside, don't go outside. And then we will or won't, something or other.
Yep, well, that pretty much sums it up.
The problem is, I think we're all just about holding on. We've all done so well. We've all done exactly as we've been told, haven't we? We're doing so well to keep our spirits up, to keep going, to keep going, to keep going. But when there is this level of confusion, it knocks you back.
In the US, things are going from worse to, well, whatever comes after worse. As deaths pass 80,000 and there are signs of new hotspots in the states that are opening up, Donald Trump gave an hour-long press conference in the Rose Garden last night. Now that there are infections in the White House, reporters and staff had to wear face masks, and an increasingly irritable Donald eventually ran out of patience.
Anybody else? Please, go ahead in the back, please.
I have 2 questions.
No, it's okay.
But you pointed to me. I have 2 questions, Mr. President.
Next, please.
But you called on me.
I did, and you didn't respond, and now I'm calling on
Sorry, I just
the young lady in the back, please.
I just wanted to let my colleague finish,
Okay.
but can I ask you
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Very, very ugly ending to that 1-hour appearance by the president in the Rose Garden, refusing to answer our own White House correspondent Caitlin Collins' question.
4.
Channel 4's show The Last Leg has carved out a reputation as a show which speaks its mind. It's still on air remotely from various locations, and last weekend's guest has landed them in some fairly hot water. There have been a number of complaints to Ofcom after the appearance of outspoken national treasure Miriam Margoyles, who's pretty annoyed with Boris.
How do you think the government have handled everything so far, Miriam?
Appallingly, of course. Appallingly. It's a disgrace. It's a scandal. It's a public scandal. I mean, I had difficulty not wanting Boris Johnson to die. I wanted him to die, and then I thought that reflects badly on me, and I don't want to be the sort of person who wants people to die. So then I wanted him to get better, which he did do. He did get better, but he didn't get better as a human being.
Ouch.
3.
Sport? Well, there's more and more talk about sport, with the Premier League continuing to work on Project Restart, but there's still no actual sport. Instead, let's go to Florida, where Americans are protesting about the lockdown. But these particular protesters who want their gym open just don't seem to understand their own argument.
Hey, JB, there's about 30-some-odd people down here, and what they're doing is they want phase 2 to get underway so the gyms can reopen. They don't think it's right that they can't go work out. You see the sign Freedom for Fear. They want the gyms to reopen in the area. Earlier they were all down doing push-ups, squats, and stuff just to show their support for gyms. They want the gyms to reopen.
Okay, so let's protest about not getting exercise by doing exercise? Am I missing something?
2.
Occasionally, daytime TV throws up an absolute gem, and only the sharpest eye and quickest on the record button manages to capture it. This may well be one of the stupidest man in the street or woman in the street vox pops yet, captured on BBC News yesterday. This woman was asked what she thought about Boris's unlocking of the lockdown.
When I heard bits and bats of it, I didn't hear it all, but I'm quite happy with the President's decision because the lockdown is getting too strong for the residents now. I mean, there are people that need to go out and go back to work. There are children missing their education and they've fallen really back and they've got nothing to do, really, the children nowadays. So I think the President has gave us best of both worlds. So he's actually allowed us to go out, but in safe measures.
All hail President Boris? There have been quite a few famous deaths in the last few weeks, and news came yesterday of a comedy icon passing, Ben Stiller's dad and legendary comedy actor Jerry Stiller. He famously played George Costanza's dad on Seinfeld, along with long-running roles in King of Queens and a hugely successful career in a double act with his wife in the 60s and 70s. He's at his best in this scene from Seinfeld, in which he completely cracks up Julia Louis-Dreyfus.
Who put you up to this? Was it her?
All right, wait a minute. I think you've got it backwards.
My George isn't clever enough to hatch a scheme like this.
You got that right.
The hell does that mean? What the hell does that...
Come on, okay, let's go. That means whatever the hell you want it to mean.
You're saying you want a piece of me?
This has been the Smart 7. Stay safe, stay distant, and please wash those hands. We are on Alexa now. You can enable the Smart 7 and add us as a flash briefing. We're back tomorrow at 7. Please like and subscribe wherever you get your podcasts.
I'm Tilly Steele.
And I'm Helen Monks.
And this is Bitchin'.
I'm dyslexic.
Yeah, why do you read the Wikipedia page?
It's good to practice.
A podcast where every week we talk about a different person.
So how old was he when he first popped on the scene?
That's a great
If you
question.
say he was my age, I'm gonna die.
And we veer wildly off track.
Pop that Prosec.
Available on all your podcast apps. That's not right.
Can you not say in the advert?
Available on all your podcast platforms. Just search Bitchin' or Great Big Owl.
We'll see you there.
That was all right.